DJI RS Series. DJI Ronin app. Users can activate the gimbal. Update the firmware. Use intelligent functions using Ronin app. Motor parameters, user profile, can also be adjusted via the app. System status are also available. Enable Bluetooth on your phone. Launch the Ronin app. Then select the device used. After a successful connection, it automatically navigates to the device interface, where you can view the gimbal battery level, mode, and adjust parameters. Create includes virtual joystick, force mobile, panorama, time-lapse, track, and gaming controller. When the gimbal is connected to a focus motor, focus control is also included. Virtual joystick. Use the virtual joystick in the app to control the movement of the gimbal and to shoot. Control bar. Control the speed and smoothness of the gimbal by adjusting the control bar. Roll stick. Control the roll axis movement of the gimbal using the virtual joystick. Pan. Tilt stick. Control the pan and tilt axis movement of the gimbal using the virtual joystick. Force mobile. Force mobile requires the phone holder and a mobile phone mounted on a tripod or handlebar vertically. After enabling this feature in the Ronin app, the gimbal movement can be controlled by tilting and rotating your mobile phone. Speed determines the relationship between the rotational speed and angle. Smoothness allows users to control the sensitivity of the gimbal. The lower the smoothness value, the more sensitive the movement of the gimbal. Panorama. Make sure you have connected the camera and gimbal. With precise control based on the sensor type. Lens focal length. Overlap. And interval. Panorama allows users to capture a series of interconnecting still images. The interval time between shooting photos should be set to 1 second, more than the shutter time to avoid blurred footage when using a long exposure. After confirming the camera settings, the panorama range can be set by dragging the white dots on the grid map, pushing the gimbal manually, or using the virtual joystick. The total range covered by the endpoints and the shots required. To compose the panorama is displayed above the grid map. Tap the shutter record button to begin. You can create a panoramic photo using image processing software. Time-lapse. In time-lapse, make sure the camera and gimbal have been connected using the corresponding camera control cable. The gimbal triggers the camera to capture still images with the set interval time, and will automatically stop when completed. The duration for the time-lapse and the frame rate can be set so that the gimbal can calculate the exact number of images required. By enabling push mode, users can manually adjust the pan and tilt axes before starting the time-lapse. Tap the virtual joystick icon to use the virtual joystick to adjust the camera orientation. Motion lapse allows users to set up to 5 waypoints so that the camera moves during the time-lapse. To adjust the position of a waypoint, adjust the camera to the desired position. Once this position point is set, adjust the axis arms, set the camera angle to the next position point, and then tap the plus icon on the screen to add a new position point. Afterwards, to delete a waypoint, select the waypoint and tap the trash icon. After setting up the waypoints, you can either tap preview to make sure the motion lapse includes everything, or tap the shutter record button to start shooting. Track. Track is designed to capture video with up to 10 waypoints. Users need to select the waypoint manually by moving the gimbal or using the virtual joystick. Tap plus to add a waypoint. The duration and stay time can be set on the waypoint settings screen. After a waypoint is added, and the position of the waypoint also can be reset. The duration parameter below the grid map indicates how much time it will take for the gimbal to travel from one waypoint to the next. The stay time indicates how long the gimbal will remain steady at the waypoint before moving to the next waypoint. Gaming controller. Tap How to Use to learn more about the gaming controller. Motor parameters. There are basic and advanced menus. Stiffness can be displayed and adjusted in the basic menu. In addition, strength can be adjusted in the advanced menu. Tap Auto Calibration, and the gimbal automatically calculates the result based on the weight of the gimbal setup. After calibration, you can see detailed motor diagnostics at the bottom of the screen. If the gimbal is properly balanced, the power value of the motors should be in the range of plus or minus 5. If power consumption on a particular axis constantly goes beyond that range, check the mechanical balance of the gimbal. User profile. Gimbal mode. Follow speed. Follow mode. Deadband. Push mode. And joystick control can be set in this page. Deadband determines how much movement the gimbal tolerates prior to translating the pan, tilt, and roll movement of the camera. Control settings. Channels. The channel indicator provides feedback when configuring remote operation. Pan, tilt, and roll channels can be reassigned, and each axis can also be inverted. Normal means the direction of movement is the same as the joystick. Inverted means the direction of movement is the opposite of the joystick. You can customize channel mapping by tapping on the name of the axis on the right of the screen. Motion. You can set the joystick control by adjusting deadband, max speed, smoothness, and endpoints for each axis. There are 3 default profiles for each setting. Endpoint limits the rotational range of the gimbal by setting the endpoints. The pan axis has a slip ring, enabling the gimbal to rotate continuously when the endpoints are set to 180 degrees. On the tilt axis, you can set up the endpoints according to your requirements. Some longer lenses may hit the gimbal frame. Set the endpoint angle to prevent such cases.